Dead Island motherfucking Riptide. It has been announced. So, I'm just going to kind of make a recap video from the last video I had, which was the top 10 video. If you didn't see that, it's right on my channel. Should be pretty easy to find. Anyways, let's go over the top 10 list I posted in that video before they released that Riptide was going to be coming out as a direct sequel. So the top 10 list I had before was number 1, character customization, 2, dual welding weapons, 3, more mods, 4, more weapons, 5, vehicles and vehicle modification. Number 6 was glitches, matchmaking improvements. Number 7 was an infection and gas system idea. Number 8 was to have story, arena, and different multiplayer modes. Number 9 was a hardcore mode, and number 10 was more zombies. So that's a pretty solid list, and I still stand by it. There's only a few changes I would really want to make, and a few things I would want to go into detail with. Number 1 would be, let's start with the story, the overall flow and feel of how I want Riptide to go. Since Riptide's been announced as a sequel, please don't make me play on the same preset characters again. I mean, I would much rather have new preset characters than play on the last 4. You know, I don't want to play as Sam B, Logan, or Perna again, or Zion. I always forget Zion. I just don't want to play on them again. That's why I really do stand by being able to create your own character. I think that's a much better idea than preset characters, because the story to Dead Island, it wasn't really a super deep story. I mean, I liked the story. It was a pretty good zombie story, but by no means did you need to have these characters as they were. I mean, it'd be probably easier to even make a character customization and then have basically take all the skills that are available in the game and make them available to the player, so there's a lot more choices. And another idea I had for that was the ability to tear down skills for a price. So maybe for 10 grand or something, or I don't know, 10 grand you could take away a skill and put it into another skill and kind of switch them out how you wanted to play your character, instead of making a character and then by the time he's leveled up all the way to the max level, you know, that's that. You maybe have a skill or two that you didn't want in there at first that you learned later in the game. Those skills turned out to be pretty shitty. That's an idea that I've had for quite a while, and it's an idea I've never seen in any role-playing game before. I think it would really be revolutionary. If they introduced something to that to their game, it would just be great for RPG-type players. And then when you wanted to create a new character, it wouldn't be just you wanted to create a new character for different skills. You could create a new character just for fun, as it's kind of intended, but I don't know, maybe my idea kind of takes away from that. Let me know what you think about that idea. As far as the leveling goes, I would much rather see it like a max level of 50 or 100. No oddball numbers, either 50 or 100. That's kind of my rule of thumb for RPG leveling. I like a nice even number. I wish Skyrim had a max level of 100. It just makes the game feel a lot more polished to me, instead of however the hell it is, like 81, level 81 and a half, I think is the max level. But for a game like Dead Island or Dead Island Riptide, I think a max of 50 levels is pretty good, because then you got 50 skills. Unless they made the game utterly massive, level 100 would be pretty cool too. One thing I always forget before I go on, something that needs to be brought into this game, is a day and night system. I know they sort of had like rain here and there, like sort of a weather system, because it's a tropical game, So I'd definitely like to see that return and maybe worked on a little more, but day and night system should definitely come into play, because at night maybe have more lethal zombies come out, more zombies during the day, but like more walker zombies during the day because they're not as dangerous, but at night have a lot more lethal zombies try to ambush you and stuff. That's an idea that should be put into the game. Now I want to go into hardcore mode the most during this video because that's what I have time to talk about. Hardcore mode, let me see if I can find the fucking file on my computer. I had a little list brought up for this, and I don't know if I can find the son of a bitch. Fuck it. We'll just go on ahead. Hardcore mode, off the top of my head, the ideas I had was, okay, so basically, it's more about survival in hardcore mode. A lot of the things I like from Fallout New Vegas was to eat, to drink, to stay hydrated. And one of the best ideas I had, best and worst, was when you die in hardcore mode, there's no bullshit like you have to restart the game or anything that bad, but it would be when you die in hardcore mode, you lose all your money. I think that would be a really good thing to add to hardcore mode. And you might be wondering, well, what do you get out of hardcore mode besides just getting fucked over when you die? Well, I think in addition to that, they should create a hardcore mode where when you complete a mission, or maybe just when you kill a zombie, you should get a little more XP. So the incentive to play hardcore mode would be level up faster, but it's harder. That, and it's it could be a little bit more realistic than the standard mode. And you could do this in a way where you could play with people who aren't playing on hardcore mode, but your character is, because you still have to eat and drink and all that, and maybe your zombies are a few levels higher always than you, or maybe they're just a little bit smarter, more dangerous zombies. That is the gist of it for hardcore mode. And I think I already sort of explained it in the last video about how I wanted multiplayer to be, but in detail, a lot of the ideas I got from Red Dead Redemption. I think that game does multiplayer pretty good. Basically, I'd like to see different lobbies created with more people in the lobby than just 4. And one thing I always like in games that you never see anymore is not being able to see other people on the map. I mean, that makes your encounters feel a lot more random. And it's not just like you can look at the map and say, oh, that's where he is. Because if you were playing in a multiplayer mode where you could kill each other with guns or whatever, you don't want to just see where they're at all the time. So, in addition to that, multiplayer modes of a free roam, a friendly version of free roam where you couldn't kill each other and probably could just do quests together. A melee weapons only mode where you could duke it out with other players with just your melee weapons. And a firearms version, and then probably all weapons available, free roam. Those are just some more things that would really add a lot more depth into the game. And again, I think arena mode should come standard. As far as the story goes, you could blend everything into one and have you just play through the story over and over like this, or you could separate the story mode. So if you wanted to play story, like at the start menu, you would click story, just a lot like how Call of Duty does it, where they have campaign, spec ops, multiplayer. You could divide it like that, or put them all together. I'm not creating the game, so I really don't know how they would do that. I'm just trying to help out for ideas, and I know it's probably pretty early on in the development of the game, so I'm trying to get these videos out there and sending them to the developers for some more ideas, because Dead Island's probably my most played game on PlayStation, actually. I got the Platinum Trophy for it, and I almost have every character to level 60, so I think my advice should be worth some... It should be worth 2 cents, really. Anyways, that's all I got time for. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you'd like to see another video, and I will see you again.